What is up, everybody? It is Life's Apprentice. Well, today we're doing a firewood video, and it's going to be a comparison video. So I'm the right proud new owner of an Eastonmade Ultra, and today we're going to be comparing the speed of the Eastonmade Ultra to the Brute, my original log splitter over there. So I'm going to try to make this comparison as fair as I possibly can, and what we're going to do is we're going to time how long it takes to do 4 rounds. Now, I have 4 rounds here set up for the Brute. You know, a smaller one, maybe a 10-incher, a 12-incher, 12-incher, and maybe a 14-incher. And then for the Ultra, I have, a 12, 10, and then I'm gonna throw in a couple smaller pieces just because I don't have a perfect comparison as far as wood goes. So over here we're actually going to be doing 6 pieces. I'm going to add these 2 other pieces in, just so the Ultra definitely does not have an advantage. That's what I'm trying to do here. The Ultra does have an advantage because it's way faster, but I want to try to make this a fair comparison. So we're going to split 4 pieces here. On this one first, we're going to time it, and then we're going to do the 5 or 6 pieces over here. We're going to time that. And I really want to see, compared to this, which I can split about a face cord an hour, I figure, with this by myself. And Chris in the Woodyard says that I can do about a full cord an hour, 3 face cords with the Ultra. So let's get into it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and set a stopwatch on my phone. I'll give it a 3, 2, 1, and go. I'm going to try to make this fair. And while I'm splitting, I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself and my firewood business. Because there's a lot of new viewers. When I did the videos with Chris, I noticed, 400 or 500 new viewers and subscribers. I appreciate you guys for subscribing. Firewood is not my business. I burn wood, and I just want to split a little extra and sell some. Basically since late last fall, I've been splitting wood, getting inventory to sell. I did have some dry firewood that I did start selling. I probably only sold maybe 4 or 5 full cords since I started. But that's because I didn't have very much inventory. And now I have a lot more inventory. I'm going to start selling this summer. I have a roadside stand that I sell in, and then I know a lot of people. So I've sold some that way. I've sold a few face cords, stuff like that. I have a good friend of mine owns a tree service, so I have access to tree service wood. That's 90% of my wood is from tree service, and I can get not an endless amount, but I can get a lot. And I would say right now I have about 50 or 60 face cords that will be ready to sell. Most of it's ash, which, as you guys well know, ash dries really fast. So that's what I'll be selling first, is ash. I have some soft maple, oak, hickory, apple, cottonwood, basswood, willow. I've been kind of taking anything really, because a lot of those lesser quality woods I can sell for campfire wood, which I think I'll sell quite a bit of. I live on a busy highway, so my roadside stand gets a lot of traffic, or could get a lot of traffic. And then I'm just trying to sell smaller quantities for more money. Right now in my roadside stand, like a lot of other people do, I'm selling bundles, oversized bundles, and like quarter face cords. Now one thing you'll notice about this splitter will split anything, but every piece I have to throw, because the wedge is going into the push plate, and on the Ultra it's the opposite. So on the Ultra, the push plate's pushing into the wedge and then running off the table. So all these pieces I have to throw because they're not just going to fall off. And I think that's one big advantage to the Ultra that I'm going to really like. I split my wood smaller because that's how I like it. I have a small wood stove, and those big pieces, they'll burn in there, but to get a nice hot fire, you really need smaller pieces for my liking. And so that's why I split mine a lot like Chris. Not because Chris does it that way, that's just the way I've always done it. This is a big boy here. I didn't have any to match up for the Ultra that were this size. And I'm trying to make this fair, but it's not a perfect world. So it's not going to be totally fair, but I want to see how much faster it really is. You dirty bugger. And if you guys have ever seen the Ultra, you know it's gonna win compared to this. I just want to see by how much. Losing pieces. See, if that piece wouldn't have fallen, I could have double split there, but I tried to pick pretty straight grain, nothing knotty. Try to do firewood videos once a week, sometimes more, sometimes less. I started making videos about over a year ago, so I do have quite a few on my channel. And I've been doing YouTube for a long time, so there might be other things on my channel that interest you guys. Like Chris, I own multiple businesses, and I kind of film what I do on a daily basis. I own a construction company. I film how-to videos and stuff like that. And then I also own a roll-off dumpster business. All right, well, that's as fair as I could make it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's 8 minutes 4 seconds for those 4 pieces. So now we're gonna fire up the Ultra, and we'll run the Ultra through those pieces. And like I said, it's not a perfectly fair comparison, but it's close enough. And like I was saying, we'll get this baby started here. I could probably throw this guy on there. I think that's pretty comparable to that last piece I split. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. If you guys haven't, subscribe. I'd appreciate that. And hit the like button. Help the YouTube algorithm. This thing scares me. I'm scared to talk and use this at the same time, or I might lose a finger. I'm scared. Well, he isn't going to like my wood very much. I can tell you that. If it didn't like that piece, definitely splitting more on the Eastonmade than I did on the Brute. We'll call that good. I don't know if you guys can see, that was 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So basically twice as fast. And I believe I did more pieces and those were knotty. Well, I don't know how fair of a comparison that was. I believe I did 6 pieces on the Eastonmade, 4 pieces on the Brute. The Brute was right around 8 minutes, and the Eastonmade was around 4.5. Now, you guys saw me struggle there, and I got a little scared because I've never ran any really gnarly pieces through there. And for this splitter, I wouldn't even compare that a gnarly piece. I wouldn't say that was gnarly at all. But with the 4-way and that little push plate there, I'm just worried it's gonna fling to the side or something, but I'll get used to it once I use it some more. But this thing is fast. It's like, you ever hear the saying, like, you can't walk and chew gum at the same time? I'm scared to talk to the camera while using that thing at this point because I'm not used to it yet. And I have to be so mindful of what I'm doing because it's so fast compared to this. I don't want to lose a finger. So, leave in the comments what you guys think. If you've never used an Eastonmade, after using mine just a little bit, I would highly recommend it compared to any splitter I've ever used. Eastonmade doesn't pay me or sponsor me or anything like that. I ordered this thing a year ago. They didn't even know that I do YouTube. I never even mentioned it. I got it because I've watched other people, did my research, and I believe that it's probably one of the best and fastest splitters on the market. I'm sure there's other ones, but from what I could find and what I could get, this was what I wanted, and it fit my budget. This thing was $5 grand all in for me. I don't remember what the shipping was, if it was 500 or 1,000. I can't remember, but it was $5 grand shipped to me. And compared to this thing, right, you know, my Brute, this thing right now is like 1,800 bucks. So, you know, it's about double, a little more than double. But if I can double the amount of wood in the small amount of time that I have, you know, if I'm only doing a couple hundred hours a year cutting and splitting wood, I can double my production with this Eastonmade. It makes perfect sense. The thing is no joke, and I can't wait to pump some wood through it. But if you guys have some ideas, I'm keeping both the splitters for now. I'd like to do some more comparisons. I'd like to find out this thing's limits as far as, you know, the gnarly, knotty stuff, like big, you know, 6 barrels, like this sucker, 5 barrel right there. I don't want to break it, but I want to push some crap through it and see what happens. Because this thing, the Brute, will take anything. It's not fast, but it'll go through anything. So if you guys have some ideas or video, you know, comparisons that I could do between these two splitters, I'd like to hear it. And check out the rest of my channel if you're new here. I'll leave some videos linked at the end here. You guys can click on Firewood type videos, and I appreciate you guys for watching. That's it for this one. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. I will see you on the next one.